Welcome to the Vision Perfect Video Trainer for Course and Tee Setup. The Viper Tournament Manager requires the course to be set up with all the information for at least one men's tee and one women's tee in order to create and manage events. This video will demonstrate how to add a course to Viper with the yardages, hole pars, and hole handicap orders for each tee. When Viper starts up the first time, it will perform a database update and will then check for a valid course setup. If no courses have been added to the database yet, Viper will automatically start the new course setup utility. To complete the course setup for training purposes, you'll need to enter valid course information. And the easiest way to do this is from an existing course's scorecard, which will have all the required yardage, hole par, hole handicap, and tee information for men's and women's tees. The utility will first ask for basic course name and location information. For the training program, you can enter any course name and information you want, and then just click the Close button. You can then click the OK button on the new course installation message to start the course and tee setup wizard. The first wizard prompt to appear will ask for a unique alias or short identifier for the course. Since Viper supports multiple courses for an installation, each course needs to be identified by a 1 or 2 alphanumeric character alias, such as MV for Mountain View. Once you've entered your alias, press Next to continue. You'll then be asked to enter the actual name of the course for this field. You should enter as short a name as possible to ensure it will fit in the available space on reports. So for example, if the course name is Mountain View Golf Course, you should just enter Mountain View for the course name. And press Next when finished. Select whether it's for a 9 or 18 hole course setup, as it is possible to build 9-hole only courses. You should note that when you build the 18-hole course, the front and back 9 courses will automatically be created for you. Press Next. You'll then be prompted to enter a single letter alias for the first tee box to be created, such as B for blue or W for white tees. Tee box identifiers must be a single letter to fit in the tee box column of the event management screen, so you'll need to review all of the course's tee box names to ensure aliases are unique for each tee. For example, if you have a black tee and a blue tee, you can only use one B for the tee name, so you will need to identify the other tee with a different letter, such as K for black. So enter your alias and press Next. Type the actual name of the tee and only enter the tee name. The word tee is automatically added to some of the reports, so you don't want to include this as part of the tee name. So you would not want to enter blue tee, we just enter blue. And press Next when finished. You'll then be prompted to enter the rating and slope values of the tee, so locate these on your scorecard and enter them for the tee you are creating. If the tee is a men's only tee, you can leave the values at 0 for the women, and if a women's only tee, you can leave the values for men at 0. In a case where you may not know the rating and slope of tees, if it's a new course for example, you can set the rating to 72 or whatever the par value is for the tee, and set the slope to 113, which is equivalent to no slope adjustment. These values can then be adjusted by returning to the course maintenance screen, where all settings can be modified at any time. When you press Next, you will get a form to enter the tee yardages for each hole. Pressing the Tab key will move to the next hole once yardage has been entered for the current hole. When finished, the front, back, and total values can be checked to verify the correct hole entries, and if correct, press Next. You will then get a prompt for hole pars, and the cursor will auto-advance to the next hole once each hole par has been entered. You can then check that the front, back, and total par values are correct, and then press Next. The screen will then open to enter the hole handicap order for the tee, and the cursor will also auto-advance for these entries except for the number 1 handicap hole. For the number 1 handicap hole, just press the Tab after entering the 1, and then the auto-advance will start again. After entering the hole handicaps for the tee, press Finish to complete the tee setup. You will then get a prompt asking if you want to add another tee. Answering yes to this prompt will start the process again for the next tee. After entering the hole yardage for the next tee, if the hole pars and the hole handicaps are the same, you'll have the option to select the Finish button instead of having to enter those again. The previously entered values are then used, and you'll be prompted to whether you want to create another T. When you have finished adding all T's, you can answer no to the prompt for adding another, and the course setup will be complete. You will then get a prompt to let you know that you can return to the Maintenance, Setup, Course Setup menu at any time to modify any of the course setup information. You'll notice at the top right of the course setup screen there's a new course button to allow you to add additional courses to your database, and there's no limit to the number of courses you can have. Clicking the new course setup button will open the setup wizard and begin the process of building a new course again. If you select your course from the drop-down list, and you'll note that the front and back 9 courses have automatically been created, you'll also be able to use the new T button, which would then start the process of adding a new T or T's to the course that's already existing. And once you have a course or a course and a T selected, the Delete T and Delete Course options are also available to you to remove a T or to remove a course from your database. From the screen, you can change any of the values at any time for yardage information, hole pars, handicaps. All the information can be changed and saved to modify a course or T's. Once you have set up your course in Viper, you should check the default course and T's setting. Each time a new event is created in Viper, it will use the default course and T's for the event. The course and T selections can easily be changed for any event, but for speed in creating events, the default T's should be set to course and T's should be set to the most frequently used course and T's. When a course is added to a blank database for the first time, Viper will select what it thinks is the best choice for the default course and T's, but this setting should be checked and set to user preference. So from the Maintenance, Setup, Default screen, press the Course T button at the top, and you'll see the default course and T's that have been selected. Simply choosing the Men's T or Women's T and making a selection, then pressing Save will save the new defaults setting. Once your defaults have been set, Viper is ready to use. This concludes the Course and T setup training video. Please note that for any help or questions you may have, you can call our technical support line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thanks.